There comes a time in life when you realize peace matters more than being understood. Not because you've given up on connection, but because you've grown into clarity. You've seen how quickly people form opinions, how easily your words can be taken out of context, and how often the parts of you shared with trust are met with silence, judgment, or even misuse. It doesn't mean people are bad. It just means that not everyone is ready for your truth. And that's okay. Some things are not meant to be explained. They're meant to be lived, felt, protected. As we grow older, we begin to realize we don't need to be heard by many. We just need to be whole within ourselves. So this video isn't about fear. It's about freedom. The freedom that comes from choosing what to share and what to keep sacred. Because when you no longer feel the need to prove, explain, or justify, you don't disappear. You come home to yourself. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through 8 things that, once kept private, can quietly restore your strength and protect the peace you've spent a lifetime building. So where do we go from here? What do we do with the regrets we carry, the lessons we've learned, and the stories we've shared, sometimes too freely? You don't need to shut down. You don't need to stop trusting. But maybe, just maybe, you need to become more mindful of what you share and with whom. Because here's something we often forget. Advice is only as good as the context it fits. What brought healing to one person might bring harm to another, and what feels right for you might look wrong in someone else's eyes. That's why this video isn't here to tell you what to do. It's here to walk beside you, to reflect, to invite you into a deeper question. Is this something I want to express, or something I'd rather protect? Because peace isn't found in sharing everything. It's found in knowing what matters most and choosing to guard it with care. Some things are sacred, not secret. They're not hidden out of shame, but held out of self-respect. And as we grow older, we begin to understand we don't need more noise, we need more clarity. So together, let's gently explore 8 parts of life that may deserve more privacy than we once thought. Not because we're retreating, but because we're rising into a space of inner wisdom, presence, and quiet power. Let's begin. 1. Regrets. You've lived, you've loved, you've made choices that shaped your life. And yes, like every human being, you have regrets. Maybe it was a relationship you let go, a decision you didn't take, or a moment you wish you could do differently. These regrets, they don't make you weak, they make you real. But here's something we often forget. Your regrets don't need to be shared with everyone. Why? Because not every ear is ready to listen. And not every heart knows how to hold what's sacred. When you share your deepest pain, hoping someone will understand, forgive, or soothe you, sometimes what comes back isn't healing. It's silence, it's judgment, or worse, indifference. And in those moments, you don't just feel misunderstood, you feel even more alone. So here's the truth. You can make peace with your past without putting it on display. You can hold your own story with dignity, with compassion, and with love, because the past cannot be changed, but your relationship with it can. And sometimes the quietest healing is the one that happens in silence. And one more thing, people often regret what they never did more than what they did. So if there's something you still dream of, something you wish you had tried, don't wait. Write it down, list it out, take one step, then another. Because this chapter of your life, it's no longer about living for others. It's about living for you. And once you've written it, start sharing it. Gently, naturally. Tell a trusted friend, speak it out loud, mention it to someone who might understand. Because according to the laws of life, when you speak from your heart, you will always attract someone who sees it, feels it, and wants to walk with you. And if you've already experienced this shift, if you've started living for you, we'd love to hear your story. Leave a comment below and share your experience, or just type 1 in the comments to be a bridge, connecting hearts and reminding us we're not alone. 2. Your financial details. Money reveals things that words never could. Not just your income or your savings, but your values, your priorities, your fears, your boundaries. That's why financial details, your debts, your investments, your will, deserve to be shared only with deep intention and only with people you fully trust. Not everyone handles that kind of information with grace. Sometimes when others know too much, the dynamics shift. People begin to calculate instead of care. They may see your generosity as obligation, or your silence as secrecy. And you begin to feel watched, weighed, even judged for choices you've made in private. That's not peace, that's pressure. But pause for a moment. If you've ever felt afraid to let someone know how much you have or don't have, ask yourself, where is this fear coming from? Is it the fear of being taken advantage of? The fear of being expected to give more than you're ready? Or is it the quiet belief that you don't deserve to have it? Because money, more than anything, reflects your relationship with self-worth. So ask yourself, what does this amount of money mean to me? What am I really protecting? My peace or my fears? What part of me believes that having money creates danger or guilt? You see, money doesn't make you selfish. It makes you visible. And being visible can feel vulnerable if you're still questioning your own value. So instead of hiding, try honoring. Honor what you've built. Honor how far you've come. Honor the good you could do if money wasn't shadowed by shame. Because in the end, money isn't about how much you keep. It's about how much clarity you hold while using it. And here's something we often forget. Everything we have has been touched by money. The food that nourishes your body, the warm water in your shower, the chair you're sitting in right now, even the medicine that helps you heal. Money isn't the enemy. It's a mirror. It's a messenger. It's a magnifier of what's already within you. So what if you chose to love money, not for its power, but for its purpose? What if you used money not just to survive, but to grow, to rest more deeply, to eat more mindfully, to live more joyfully, to give more freely? What if wealth was not something to be guilty about, but grateful for? Because money, when used with intention, is love in motion. It upgrades not just your life, but your mindset. It teaches you how to receive and how to give, how to own and how to bless. So bless what you have and let your money become a quiet extension of your love for life. 3. Your health struggles. Health is deeply personal. It touches not just your body, but your identity, your rhythms, your sense of control. And when something feels off in your body, the natural urge is to speak up, to share what hurts, to explain what's changed, to reach for empathy. But here's a gentle truth. Not everyone can hold your pain with compassion. Sometimes when you share your health struggles too freely, you invite worry that's not helpful, or opinions that lack understanding. You may find yourself suddenly defined by a diagnosis, seen as sick more than whole, treated with pity instead of presence. And you begin to forget that you're more than the numbers in a report, more than the ache in your joints, more than the condition listed on a file. So pause and ask yourself, am I sharing this to feel seen or to feel labeled? Is this conversation healing or is it draining me further? Because here's the truth, no one else can live for you. Your health is your responsibility. No one can exercise for you. No one can breathe deeply for you. No one else can walk your path to strength. If money is like $1 million, health is the number one at the front. Without it, the rest becomes a line of empty zeros. And instead of asking, how do I stop this pain? What if you asked, what can I do to feel vibrant and beautiful at 70 and beyond? The question you ask shapes the life you create. And here's a powerful step. Seek out someone who already lives the health you desire. Someone your age who still wakes up with joy, walks with ease, and speaks with light in their eyes. Ask them what they believe. Let their current reality shape your new possibility. Because yes, your health is not your weakness. It is your greatest partner, and your quiet power begins there, every single day. 4. Your dreams and goals. There's something sacred about a dream, especially one that still lives inside you, even after all these years. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. To travel, to paint, to write, to start something new. It matters that it's yours. But dreams, like seedlings, need protection. Not every environment helps them grow, and not every listener helps them bloom. Because here's the truth. People often see your dream through the lens of their own limitations. They might say, that's risky. You're too old for that. Why not just relax? Not because they mean harm, but because they've forgotten what it feels like to be lit from within. And if you're not careful, you might start to forget too. So when it comes to your dreams, hold them close. Not because they're fragile, but because they're precious. Water them with quiet action. Protect them from noise. Nurture them in silence until they're strong enough to speak for themselves. And here's a truth few talk about. You don't need anyone to believe in your dream. You just need to believe it enough to begin. Because the moment you trust what you feel is right for you, others may hesitate, question, even doubt. But over time, your results will become your quiet response. Your peace will speak louder than your explanation. You trust in what you believe, even if others might doubt it. And that's okay. Because if your inner belief isn't full, even a small opinion from outside can shake you. Let's make it simple. If a shell is broken from the outside, it becomes a fried egg. But when it breaks from within, it becomes a baby bird. So ask yourself, is my doubt just a sign I need more clarity? Am I lacking belief or just lacking information? And most importantly, find the right people. Those who understand the value of your vision. Those who support, align, and walk beside you. With the right companionship, your dream has space to grow, not louder but deeper. Not for show, but for truth. 5. Family conflicts. When to keep silent for peace. Family can be our greatest gift and sometimes our biggest challenge. We know that. You've probably been there too. A moment when someone in your family hurt you with words, forgot what mattered to you, or made you feel unseen. Your first reaction? To speak, to explain, to defend. That's normal. But let us ask you something. Did explaining really bring peace, or did it just release pressure for a moment? Because not everyone can understand what's behind a family story. And sometimes sharing too quickly just replays the pain. That's why we invite you to pause. When any message comes to you, whether it's joy or conflict, take a breath. Create a small space inside. And in that space, simply notice. You're hearing, just hear. You're seeing, just see. You're speaking, just speak. You're thinking, just know that you are thinking. This is how we receive without being overwhelmed. This is how we invite light into the room without fighting the dark. Because think of it this way, if you enter a dark room and light a candle, the darkness disappears naturally. But if you keep yelling at the dark, when will it ever leave? When there's tension in your family, it doesn't mean something's broken. It means something is ready to be understood more deeply. So next time someone shows you care or makes an effort for you, don't assume it's just their role. Say thank you, look them in the eye, and if your heart is touched, speak it. Today, I'm grateful my child made lunch. I appreciate you for sitting beside me, even without words. Small moments like these bring light, and when we notice the light, it grows. So together, let's practice. Notice what's good, say what's real, appreciate what's given, and if there's conflict, pause, receive, observe. Then speak not from hurt, but from healing. Because in every family, love is still looking for a way home. Let's be the ones who open the door. 6. Acts of kindness. We know you've done kind things. Maybe you helped a friend in need. Maybe you gave to someone without being asked. Maybe you stayed silent just to keep peace. And here's a simple truth. Helping others when it's done from love is always worth doing. Even when no one thanks you. Even when no one sees. Because doing the right thing is its own reward. But you don't have to tell everyone. You don't have to prove your kindness to feel worthy. Sometimes, the most beautiful kindness is the one held in silence, the one that left your hands but stayed in your heart. We've all had moments where we gave too much or trusted too fast. And when things didn't turn out the way we hoped, it's easy to feel regret. But pause here, friend. Maybe at that time, you believed in someone deeply. You couldn't control how they responded. That's not your fault. At that moment, your inner wisdom hadn't fully awakened. Your vision wasn't yet clear. Your discernment was still growing. You accepted because your heart was open, but perhaps your blessings weren't yet full enough to see the whole picture. So what now? We begin again. We forgive ourselves. We say, I truly wanted to give. And then we become wiser in how we give. Because we don't stop giving, we just give from a place of wholeness, not emptiness. So from today on, let your kindness be quiet and full of grace. Let your smiles be real every day. Let your words build up, not tear down. Let your actions carry the energy of gratitude, presence, and compassion. When you feel moved to help, do it, not for approval, but because helping others is simply the right thing to do. And if someone helps you, don't take it for granted. Say it. Thank you for cooking this meal. Thank you for just being there, because gratitude multiplies what we have. And kindness, even unspoken, always finds a way back to you. 7. Emotional vulnerability. There's something deeply beautiful about being sensitive. It means your heart is alive. It means you feel life fully, its joys, its changes, its silent lessons. And yes, there are days when emotions rise strong. You want to talk. You want to be heard. You want to feel close to someone. That's natural. You are human. But we've learned something gentle and powerful. Not every feeling needs to be shared right away. Some emotions are simply inviting you to pause and listen. Before you open up, ask yourself 3 questions. Who is most important right now? The person in front of you. What time is most important? This present moment. What is the most important thing to do? To truly care. These questions help you return to now, to stop being pulled by memories, worries, or imagined futures. They bring you back to stillness, where clarity lives. And here's something most people forget. You're not just asked to be present with others, you're also invited to be present with yourself. When you're alone, ask yourself, am I the most important person in this moment? If I stay in sadness, who is affected first? Can I return to myself with kindness instead of blame? You see, before healing with others, you are the one who needs your own gratitude first. Your body, your thoughts, your feelings are sacred. Did you know that, according to scientific estimates, the human body is worth approximately $45 million when considering the value of its organs and biological components? Yes, you are a walking miracle. So why treat yourself with anything less than deep respect? From today on, when emotions rise, pause. When you feel lost, breathe. When you're alone, return to presence. And every time, say gently, thank you, my body. Thank you, my breath. I'm learning to care for you better. Because when you truly understand yourself, you will no longer beg to be understood by others. You will connect, not to be saved, but to share peace. 8 secrets in inner peace. There's something sacred about having a space inside you that only belongs to you. Not because you're hiding, not because you're afraid, but because some parts of you are still growing, still soft, still becoming. In a world that constantly asks, tell me everything, you have every right to answer. Not this, not yet, maybe never. There is peace in silence, not the kind that avoids life, but the kind that honors it. So we ask you, what do you keep sacred? What thoughts do you hold like a candle, quiet, warm, undisturbed? You don't have to explain every dream. You don't need to justify every choice. And you're allowed to protect your energy from places that don't nourish it. Because inner peace is not something we find out there. It's something we remember when we come home to ourselves. And sometimes, coming home means not sharing everything. It means listening more than talking. It means feeling without rushing to fix. It means pausing, not because you're stuck, but because you're steady. Your secrets are not a burden. They are seeds, and some seeds grow best in quiet soil. So let them rest, let them root, let them become. But when the time feels right, when your story has shaped into wisdom, we invite you to share it. Because your journey matters. Your voice holds light. And somewhere out there, someone is longing to hear a story like yours. Maybe they need your lesson. Maybe your words will become the mirror they've been looking for. So speak, if your heart says yes. Write, if your soul feels full. Record, teach, or simply sit with someone who's ready to listen. Because life is not just about what we protect, but also what we pass on. And the most powerful gift you can give is this, a piece of your truth, wrapped in presence, offered in love. And above all, never stop holding a beautiful picture in your mind of the life you want to live, the person you are becoming, and the goodness you still believe in. Because that image, clear, gentle, alive, will guide you home, again and again. Dear friend, thank you for walking this journey with us. After exploring these 8 reflections together, we hope something quiet and peaceful has been rekindled in your heart. Remember, each day is a chance to begin again, to honor your body, this incredible miracle that carries you through life, to hold your emotions, not as problems, but as parts of you still learning to speak, to share your kindness, not for applause, but because your story matters, and to always, always keep a beautiful image in your heart of the life you desire and the person you're becoming. Life is not about rushing. It's about returning to what truly matters. Every kind word, every loving gesture, every moment of presence you offer, it all adds light to the world. And if this video has added even a little light to yours, we invite you, gently, to click subscribe. That simple act lets us know you're walking with us and helps us reach even more hearts like yours. So until next time, breathe, be here, and keep walking with love. We'll see you again soon.